All right, ready to go here on halftime with the one and only Moses Moody. I was going to say former Razorback, but the fact of the matter is, when you're a Razorback, you're always a Razorback, right?
That's
so
what
Moses,
I've heard.
you're definitely not a former Razorback. You're still one, even though you're now a Golden State Warrior. This is the right way to say it, right?
Most definitely.
Most
definitely.
Good. So
you'll never forget where you come from.
Well, you never did forget where you came from, that's for sure. And everybody is so proud watching you this year in the NBA. And I'm assuming this. I mean, I've lost track of all of the great former Razorbacks that are coming back. It's like you've got your entire team coming back, and brother after brother. What are you feeling as you're making a homecoming here for such a big game tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm really excited for it. I ain't seen my guys since the end of last year. Well, I saw KK a little bit a while ago, but other than that, I haven't seen my guys in a while.
So you haven't been in Arkansas since when?
When I did that signing, that signing for a lot of the fans. That was the last time I was in Arkansas.
Okay, all right. Well,
right before the season.
It's been so much fun watching this team round into form. You know, kind of the same way that your team last year rounded into form and just started playing such great basketball around the middle of January and had a streak going and defense-oriented and all of that. From afar, have you seen similarities that you can just like notice? Oh, we got better at that. We got better at that. When you have a chance to watch this team, obviously, I don't know if you get a chance to watch every game because you got something else going on. But are there some similarities that you've noticed watching this year's team compared to your team last year?
I do definitely see similarities within the two teams. But at the same time, I do think the team's going in two different directions, as in like the play style and the way that we play versus the way that this team's playing. Not saying that there's anything negative about either one. They're just two different types of basketball, and I mean they're both working, obviously. That's
what makes Muss such a good coach, right? We had somebody call in earlier talking about, he wanted us to say, what's the worst thing about Muss as a coach? I'm like, I can't find anything, to be quite honest, because he's won at Arkansas with 3 different style teams. And so, I mean, for me, that says something about a coach's ability to just cobble a different group of guys together and help turn them into a winning team. That's kind of what happened last year, right?
Yeah, that's the truth, like saying that. You know, you don't need a perfect situation for things to go good. You can make it work with anything.
Yeah, and Moses coming from Arkansas here and playing for, obviously, Eric Musselman, a guy with NBA backgrounds, a guy who spent a lot of time, not just in the NBA, but in the development league, now referred to as the G League, playing under a guy like Steve Kerr. What are some similar traits that the two have, and what kind of makes them different?
Between Muss and who?
And Kerr.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're both very detail oriented. So it's all about the details, all about the small stuff. The outcome will kind of happen. But they are two opposite. They have two opposite coaching styles. Definitely, Steve Kerr is a lot more laid back. Although he can get rowdy at times during the game, throughout the game, but he's for the most part pretty mild-mannered. And we all know that that's not Coach Muss at all.
No, it definitely isn't. And, you know, being on the Golden State Warriors, a team that has had so much success of recent history. Now, obviously, did have the down year last year with all the injuries and, you know, but this year has been just such a great big turnaround. You are sitting at second in the Western Conference. You've got Steph playing at an all-time high like he does. You're playing great. You got Klay Thompson back. That's been a big story. Kind of when it came to Klay, you know, coming back, and I'm pretty sure you spent some time with him in the G League as you've kind of gone back and forth this year as well. What has made his turnaround this year so incredible to watch, and his determination to really get back onto that NBA floor night in and night out?
I would say his mindset and the person that he's been throughout this hard time in his life. You know, he's been fighting and he's been not wanting anything else but to play for the last 2 years. But he's finally got that opportunity, and it's just beautiful to watch.
you knew this team would be a lot better this year, right? I mean, there was no way getting the players back that they've gotten back that there would be a rough season. So when you saw your name selected by the Warriors, you must have been – I mean, you kept up with the NBA, of course. You're a basketball fan at the same time as being a star. But you had to have a sense coming into this season that it was like that was just a little blip on the radar for a great franchise, and look at what's happened this year. This was not like, a lot of the lottery picks that are going to bad teams that are just trying to rebuild. That's not what this was.
You landed in a perfect situation.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad that I did, because now I'm getting an opportunity to learn from those guys, really study those guys, give me a head start.
Well, all right. So tell me some of the things you might have learned. I got to be honest, Moses. Like when you showed up as a freshman, you never played like a freshman. You seem to already come with an experience that I think, if I may say so, had something to do with where you played at Montverde because of how star-studded that team was. You knew how to fit into a star-studded team, that you didn't necessarily have to be the guy all the time. And that was on display last year for Arkansas. So in your first year in the NBA, what have you learned that you feel has made you a better basketball player for the professional game?
First off, I would say just that willingness to learn and never be satisfied and feel like you know everything, because there's always stuff to learn. It's easy to be in this position and to feel like, I got to the NBA by myself, and I don't need to listen to nobody. That's an easy mindset to take on. But you're selling yourself short, because there's so much more room to grow, and you're around a whole bunch of people that's done completely separate journeys and lifestyles. So if you can learn from them, then you can somewhat avoid the mistakes that they made.
Yeah, Moses, it's always great to learn from other people's experiences and to learn from their mistakes so you don't make them. And being a rookie in the NBA, living out this lifelong dream that you've had, obviously getting to not only just every night share the court with Hall of Fame guys like Steph Curry, like Klay Thompson, but you've had the opportunity to play against some of the best talent in basketball, not just in today's era, but I think in NBA history. Has there been a moment this year where you've looked across to the other team and kind of been a little starstruck and gone, this is what this is the childhood dream come true. I'm getting to share the court with, fill in the blank guy?
I wouldn't necessarily say I have had that moment because in game I'm so locked in and so in that competitive mindset. But although I do really wish, because we played the Celtics like 3 games before Joe Johnson signed that 10-day contract. So I really wish I would have had the opportunity to play them and play against Joe Johnson, because that would have been big for me, watching him my whole life.
What do you think? Moses, what do you think? In 21 years, could you still be playing in the NBA like Joe Johnson did?
Hey, I see it's possible, so hey, I hope so.
I wouldn't put it past you. You keep yourself in shape, which I think you're able to do, and again, you seem to have a little bit of an old soul about you in the way that you played basketball. I want to ask about when you played at Montverde. Do you think that helped you, be a really good teammate? Because you could have acted like the dude on the team last year, and you were the leading scorer and all of that. But there were so many other contributors, and you never played in a selfish style. Did playing at Montverde with Cunningham and all those other guys help you develop that mindset as a basketball player?
Yeah, I would say playing at Montverde definitely helped me develop and choose my playing style that I chose to go with at Arkansas. But it took some time through preseason, through the regular season, to really master the way that and figure out the way that I wanted to play, because I tried different playing styles just to see what would work. But I found the one that I liked the most, and I feel like it was the most effective. And I was just through listening to different people, my friends, listening to people talk, and really took the things that I felt were the most beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Moses, some of the guys that you played with last year have been big parts of this Arkansas team, even with, the many transfers that Eric Musselman brings in every single year. You still have the staples of guys that were on the team last year, and Jalen Williams and J.D. Note. And I think that us as fans and us as media members are seeing them really come into their own and create their own legacy like you did last year in Arkansas basketball history. But when you were on the team with those guys, did you see this coming and, kind of just felt like it was going to come? Just when are these guys going to step up and become the staples of Arkansas basketball that they've kind of become?
It's easy to see, definitely. Just throughout being around those guys. JD, you see his playing style and the way that he played. Coach had to kind of like sometimes hold him back to a certain extent. So you see, it was easy to tell whenever Coach playing style was going to be created around him, then he would be able to take that and run with it. So whenever that decision was made, that's when his light was going to fully shine. And Jay Will, he was just when we was rookies, when it was our first year, then he couldn't really lead in the way that he wanted to, in the way that you saw that he could. But even without that stamp and without the ears of people listening to him as much as a freshman, he was able to show his leadership abilities and show that that's who he truly was when he was given the opportunity. And I feel like this is his opportunity, and he's taken that by storm.
Yeah, he really has. And Moses, I got to know, does Jalen Williams have muscles in his face that allow him to frown? Have you ever actually seen the man frown? He has the nicest smile in all of college basketball, and he always has it on his face. Can he physically frown?
Me personally, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
I don't think anybody has. That's why I asked. Does he have the muscles in his face that help him contort his lips to go downwards?
Must have been like a Jack Nicholson Joker thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. A couple more minutes.
I can't say that I have seen it.
A couple more minutes here with Moses Moody. We really appreciate your time here, Moses. It's been such an interesting year for Razorback athletics, and from your perspective from afar, you had to have a little envy in watching the stands empty at Razorback Stadium for the Texas football game, watching Arkansas basketball beat number 1 Auburn and empty the stands in a way that I'd never seen it before. You're a Razorback fan at the same time as being an athlete for this program, so there's got to be, you want to be in the league, yes, but those moments, I'm sure you would have liked to charge on the field for the football game too.
Yeah, that would have been a cool experience to be at. It was, but it was fun to watch. Just seeing that for the university, seeing that for the guys, and having that much fun.
What's it like living in San Francisco? I'm assuming that's because that's where the team plays. It's a great city. It's a pretty exciting place. How are you liking living in San Francisco?
Yeah, it's been cool. It's a different environment that I'm used to. Obviously, coming from Little Rock, being from Little Rock. Now I'm living this city life, but yeah, it's been good. It's been good. It's been a lot of fun, just learning and going through these different experiences.
What do you miss the most about Arkansas?
The people. Are you saying Arkansas as a whole or Arkansas as in Fayetteville?
Let's just go with the state.
Yeah, the natural state.
Yeah, I mean, Little Rock, Fayetteville. Let's go with those two places.
Yeah, I would definitely say the people. It's just this amount of substance or genuinely good people in Arkansas that's not common for everywhere. I'm not saying that they're not in San Francisco, but Arkansas being my hometown, having familiar faces, that's something that I do miss.
All right, so last thing, big game tomorrow, Tennessee. I don't want to if I ask for a prediction or anything like that, but how are you feeling about Arkansas versus Tennessee tomorrow, and what do they need to do? What's key to beat the Volunteers?
Last year we played Tennessee really well. We didn't come out with the win. I know we lost early in the year, but we played them really well. JD had a really good game in that game, and JT, I think, if I can recall. But just attacking, just playing downhill. They like to slow it down and slow down the pace of the game so we're able to speed them up and not allow them to slow us down. I think we'll have a good chance of being successful.
Sounds good. Well, I know you're excited to be there at the game, and be plenty of fans that will be excited to see you as well. Thanks for some of your time today, Moses. This was very unexpected, and we really appreciate it.
Football might be over this season, but basketball is in full steam for both pros and college hoops. For all the latest odds, totals, player performance props, to where the next fired coach is going to land, BetOnline is the #1 spot for all your sports betting needs. Head over to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Use our promo code BELIEVE to get started. That's promo code BLEAV. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your source for hockey, boxing, and UFC odds, right to the Olympic coverage, is the best in the business. From sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games, BetOnline is your #1 online wagering destination. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and play your favorite games. BetOnline, where the game starts.